Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gamepodular Twitch channel with more Hollow Knight and Randomizer nonsense. I am, as always, your host Eskra, and joining me as always is my co-host Yuka. How are you today?
The world is cruel, so I choose not to be. I'm doing very well.
I could go either way on cruelty. I think I'm like due for a cheat day, so.
I bought a new shirt from not sponsored Wizard of Barge. I just really like their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it says the world is cruel, so I choose not to be. With like a maybe I think you saw like the top half of it during the call yesterday.
That's fair, yeah. Meanwhile, I am wearing this lovely shirt from the National Atomic Testing Museum in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Is this the shirt that
that Ryan Gosling stole out of my wardrobe in the middle of the night, like a thief, like a dirty thief? Yes.
If you haven't seen Project Hail Mary, it comes highly recommended. I haven't seen it yet myself.
I have. It's very good.
Bacanada.
There we go. Just grabbing some things. And while we have you all here, please don't forget that if you enjoy what we do around here, feel free to support us over on patreon.com/Gamepodular. Maybe throw us a bug over on ko-fi.com/Gamepodular. You can check out our podcast, of course, on Gamepodular.com or the podcast service of your choice. If you want those in YouTube format, we do also have that on youtube.com/@Gamepodular. And we also have a different channel for VODs, streams, highlight compilations, etc. That is all over on youtube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights. Or in a good and just world, it would have been /@Gamepodular, but you can't win them all. Right,
At this point, I think you've brought that up more than I've brought up Supernatural on these streams.
It's a righteous crusade. Anyway, I think I know where I want to start today. Because, as is our tradition, we've gotten so much. But progress is getting tight because we don't have the things we very specifically need to get going.
Yeah, we still have one. We're still missing one Crystal Dash, if memory serves.
Correct. Yeah. Please. Why am I not showing up? I do have the... Do I not have the Compass Charm equipped? Yeah, I do. Oh wait, this is Resting Grounds, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I want Queen's Cards. Here we go. We can get a little higher up. Yeah, that'll be Station. Or Stag. Yeah, there we go. Now, I'm not 100% sure we will be able to get this check right here, right now, because I seem to recall it actually also requires the Crystal Dash that we're still missing. But we need a place to start and shake off a little bit of that ring rust, because, it's been, what, 2 weeks since last stream?
Thereabouts. Thankfully, the hell month of April is nearly over. And so I finally have most weekends free for the next while again. Instead of 1.5 over the course of the entirety of April.
Just go up here. I mean, my April was also busy, but I don't think it was as busy as yours by the sounds of it.
I doubt it. I had... Let's see, I say the hell month of April, but it's last week of March to first week of May is the real killer
grind
for me. Because it's 4 birthdays in 6 weeks, including my own. obviously requires, traveling around. And yeah, my entire family was very rude in not moving to my city specifically. So
Bunch of slackers, really. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think this is where we sort of struggle. But let's see. Okay.
And you can't bounce off these red spikes?
No, they're thorns and they're unpogoable, but we made it anyway. What do we got? Rancid egg. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but we will still get something out of those eventually because...
A charm notch, I believe.
Correct. Yeah, we need 4 more of those, and then we get a charm notch. And charm notches are very, very nice to have. Not going to turn that down. So, okay. That is our first stop done. Right, just gonna warp out there instead and trying to think of where to go next. Right, yes. Next stop, Ancient Basin. Because we have to get a little...
Shirofilka's on the case, baby.
We have to get a little blue double D double die.
They've started using a new phrase, which is getting past our block. I should fix that.
I think if you just block the word viewers, you get, like, most of the way there. Oh, let's not do that. Let's do this instead. Because, yeah, if we go down, then there is a place in... It's not Jody's Repose, but yeah, there's a... Let me show you on the map sort of what I mean. There was this alcove here. It had the big door where we needed a bunch of blue health in order to get the door open. You get in there, and normally you get a charm there related to blue health. There is a minor secondary check there. I say minor, like normally it's minor. Normally it's maybe a mask shard or something. You know, a nice to have, but nothing critical. For us, of course, every check counts. And last time we were in there, I was like, I'm not sure I can do this without a right side crystal dash. So we can come back to this. And this is us coming back to it. Still sans right crystal dash, but you know. We work with what we have. And at least this time we have a nice lantern. Go ahead.
Upgraded, I'm trying to use the correct name for it. No, I can't. The downward slam attack. Does that unlock anything that the standard one we have now doesn't already unlock?
No. The all of these spell upgrades are just more damage. They do not provide any new mechanical function.
Gotcha.
Right, so yeah, at the end of this... Yeah, is...
Yeah. Not close.
Yeah, okay, so we can't get to it from there, so let's see if we can get to it from a different branch. Wow.
Have you watched the new OSW review yet?
I saw that it was out. I did not have time to watch it, no. I was busy getting
I sent it to Scott. Because between, like...
all of us, he is the biggest RoboCop fan. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, he's also a big Simpsons head, and so is OSW review. And it was nice that, like, this is actually, like, a shockingly decent place to jump into the podcast, because they did, like, a big recap of the territories system and WCW at the beginning.
Let's see. Obviously, we can see that this is like a one-way breakable wall. So, barring extreme shenanigans, I don't think we can get through here. This is something we will have to come back to later. Gotcha. Alright, that's fine. Now, I will apologize in advance because I'm confident that I've checked at least 2 out of these next 3 already at some point on the stream. I just couldn't remember which and I forgot to write it down, so we're going to make sure that this time I am ready to write it down. I'm going to check the mounds. The Ancestral Mound, Overgrown Mound, and Crystalline Mound. Because, you know, those are interior spaces not shown on the map proper, and I want to make sure that we haven't forgotten anything while we're there.
Aren't mounds also like a candy?
I'm not the best person to ask, but let's
right,
say
yeah,
yes.
they're a chocolate bar.
Mounds.
They're Hershey bars of shredded coconut coated in chocolate. So it's like...
So it's a bounty bar.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm down. I love me a good bounty bar. Not sponsored, but, you know, frankly, I wish we were.
My sort of problem is...
Okay, so we haven't gotten this. It's not going to be very consequential, but I want to get it checked off the list.
I do like coconut in general. Mm-hmm. I just don't like the shredded coconut that they use in bars like these, because it's so gritty and it gets stuck in your teeth.
The getting stuck in your teeth thing, like, that I will agree and sympathize with, but, I mean, you know me and gritty food. I like food that's toothy.
Yeah.
I like food that bites back.
What was I playing recently? I was playing, I should have, maybe I did take a screenshot, forgot, but I was playing Monster Hunter Stories 3 recently, as I've been doing a lot in the past couple of weeks. I
Your Discord status is any indication, yeah. Oh, sorry, your Steam status, like... Oh, here we go.
No, I'm playing it on Switch.
Ah, okay. Anyway.
But, yeah, I saw, like, there was a Linian running, like, a cafe or a restaurant of some kind, and they genuinely described their food as toothsome, which...
That is a real actual word.
Yeah, I've just never heard anyone but you use it.
There, how let's see. So, okay, we might have let these lie intentionally, but at least there was something to get out of it. So yeah, AN mound is done. Whoop. Get that off the map.
Hell yeah.
There we go. We are pretty close by to the failed champion boss fight, and I did also want to double check that we had done that.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I know we had gotten to it, and I feel like we probably did it, but, you know, it's best to be sure. Like, if it's so close by, the peace of mind is worth it. Oh, right, it's blocked off from here. It's not actually close by anymore. Next mound. That'd be crystallized, which is like dark room and Crystal Peak. Gotcha.
Although less dark nowadays.
Uh-huh. Lumafly Lantern, what would we do without you? Answer, fiddle around in Deep Nest for like 2.5 episodes. But we got there.
sharp-ass crystals. There's something about crystals in the context of like designing like video game areas that always just, it really works for me. I'm a huge fan.
Big fan of crystals.
I mean, I'm just a big fan of crystals in general, aside from, you know, I'm not one of those like crystal healing type wackos, but I was definitely like, hi, I am very interested in geology, child.
Oh yeah, I was also Gemstones kid. Nobody else cared about the difference between turquoise and lapis lazuli, but I did.
I still have one of the books I bought for it, like straight up just like a field identifying guide.
Ah, okay, yeah, that was this. Alright. Crystal Mound, no dice, but we can cross it off the list. Cry Mound is done.
I was watching an episode of Killjoys recently, which is the show I've been watching now that I finished Winona Earp. And one of the most recent episodes that I watched took place in like a crystal mine. As in like it was a mine and there are crystals that get mined there. And not only were there cool crystals that like absorb light and maintain a glow afterwards, but there was also everybody's favorite columnal basalt.
Columnal basalt. We love good columnal basalt.
And like, I do. It also had one of my favorite looks for a set, which is very obviously a set. I don't know. There's something about like, I do like it when genre TV is like really high production value and it looks fantastic, but I also love the mid-budget Canadian genre TV, which is what this is, you know?
Yeah, this is the right
One of the many reasons I've been watching a lot of Canadian TV recently is they get to swear.
Yeah, because they're not giant babies like Americans.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like, especially the last season of Winona Earp, also a Canadian TV show. They're just dropping like multiple F-bombs per episode. It rules.
Go smack them, whack them, put them in a stew. And yeah, okay, we've been here too. I figured. So when I said earlier, you know, I'm confident we've done like 2 out of 3 of these. That feeling was exactly right. But the third one had something. Nothing amazing, but it had something. So okay, cross that off the list. Alright, the base in place. We checked that. That is still inaccessible until we get the dash. We went to the White Palace and got some stuff done there, but eventually also ran into the need for a dash. Yeah, and we really could not get around that. We've checked Iselda and Sly. Salubra I know has nothing. Leg Eater I know has nothing. We've checked those. Have I done the fountain in Ancient Basin? I think I have, but...
Sounds vaguely familiar, but you know this game better than I do.
I'm not even gonna, like, try to be humble about that. Yeah, I do.
No, that's just a demonstrable fact.
Yeah.
Like,
right, that's Cornifa. cool. That's a royal bloody niffer, ain't it?
Speaking of that accent,
All right, we have also been here, so I can cross.
I've been watching. Red Letter Media just released a video on the Crank movies.
Yeah, the Jason Statham ones.
God, I kind of love those movies. I watched them a long time ago, but they're so like.
Yes.
The way they're shot is really, really cool, and everybody in those movies is just the worst human being they could possibly be, in a way that is like very compelling to watch. And it's like they're almost like, especially the second one, they go so hard and extreme in mid 2000s that it almost kind of reads like a farce action movie.
Except it actually just is a product of the era.
I don't know is the problem. Like there are definitely a number of things that are products of the era, but I think with a lot of those other things, they go so far that it might actually like either be an intentional or unintentional parody.
Unwitting parody is definitely a possibility.
Yeah. And you would not be surprised to discover that the duo behind these movies, Neville Dean and Taylor, are also responsible for Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, aka the good one.
The enjoyable one. Right. Also did this. So.
Although
next.
mild correction from the last episode of End Focus.
Hi, Omega.
Avia Rod produced both of them.
Oh, yeah, I was working off of a very quick glance at his Wikipedia credits, but as we all know,
Yeah.
Wikipedia is not the best place to check that out. All right, I have a somewhat scary little thought. Although I guess we'll see how it pans out. Okay, we have not gotten every girl. We've gotten hadn't actually checked in here in a while, have we? Okay, that little hole right there. I think we are missing literally a single grub. Where is it? Hard to say. It's the randomizer. But I'm pretty sure the reward for getting the last grub is sort of locked in. We have not gotten that elsewhere. No, we have not. Yeah, we're still missing 2 more charms, one of which is the reward for getting all of the grubs. Right, the other one will be the fast focus gem, looking at it. Yeah, because there's deep focus, which is more efficient but slower, and then there's fast focus.
Unfortunately, there's no end focus.
I mean, there is if you go over to Gamepodular.com or youtube.com/@Gamepodular.
Branding, baby.
Vertical integration. Like this.
I did finally get to upload the YouTube short I was trying all day yesterday to get done.
Right, the 52-second video that took 5.5 hours to upload.
Here's the problem. It took way longer, so I just gave up and went to bed. It was at 5.5 hours when I complained about it at 9 p.m. And I still waited another hour, and then I was like, I'm not gonna leave my computer on all night. I'm just gonna go to bed and try again in the morning. And it still took an hour. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. It's a 52-second video. It should not take that long to process.
The answer to what's wrong with YouTube is, frankly, too many things to list here, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the White Palace. We know about that. I can cross that one off the list. Cross that one off the list. Cross that one off the list. Alright, this next one. I know it's not mandatory. I know it's not gonna be the thing that cracks this whole thing wide open. But I've never done a run of this game where I haven't done it, so...
Is it flower time?
It's flower time.
Oh no.
Let's make sure we are well committed. I'm correcting myself from earlier. Hi, people in the comments who, like, furiously typed to let me know about this. This is the reward for getting all the grubs.
Okay.
So finding the last grub is actually very important. So, okay. Thing to keep in mind there. The thing about flower delivery is... Let me grab the map here to show everybody. Okay. There's a person right here who's going to ask us to deliver a flower on the far end of the resting grounds. And she's going to ask us to deliver that here to the Queen's Gardens. Pretty much other side of the map. Going to take a while.
Yeah.
If we get hit during that time at all, the flower breaks. We have to try again. And we cannot use any stag stations during that time. Either it will break the flower. I can't remember if we're allowed to use trams. My gut says no. Yes. Yeah, we're doing the flower quest. Hi, Bunny Jack.
Are you allowed to use the fast travel from the mod, or does that also break the flower?
I believe that also breaks the flower, yes.
Makes sense.
So yeah, what we are gonna do is we're gonna start at the destination and work our way backwards, killing everything along the way. Because if we start at the start, then, you know, kill everything along the way and then go back again, that's gonna take way more time. And we do want to kill everything along the way first, you know, make it nice and safe for us, so that there's a minimum chance of messing up and having to do it all over again.
So, haha, we have approval from chat.
We do. Let's make sure we're kitted out appropriately. We want the compass, we can see where we're going. Want Grubberfly's Eulogy, so we have a free ranged option.
Because you also can't realistically use the benches, because then all the enemies come back.
Very good, yeah. So we have to do this in a single go-around. I'm trying to think here. I'm gonna want Spore Shroom, because it creates like an AoE that damages enemies. It's a way of killing things without having to necessarily get into danger myself. So that's
nice.
very important. There might be things you're thinking of, like, oh, that'd be good, like Dream Shield. Dream Shield is a trap for this quest, because it revolves around you and can run into things that you might not actually want to anger, because it can set off certain things or interrupt certain behaviors. And just believe me when I say it's not worth the loss of control.
Do you maybe want the health regen one to let you use the ranged attack more often?
No need for that. The ranged attack is only when we're at full health. By the way, Punky Jack, yeah, I know fine. Spore Shroom is when you heal. I'm well aware, but I want that option, and you can heal when you're at full health, so it's fine. And yeah, we're gonna be at full health the entire time anyway. If we're not at full health, it means we've already failed the quest, so no bother, no problem. We're gonna want...
Well, on the way there, I mean, because...
Well, we can't change... We can only change our charms at benches. If we use a bench, we reset the whole thing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we want strength to make sure we kill things nice and cleanly and efficiently. And can't fit the Shaman Stone in there as well. We'll use the Spell Twister instead. So, okay. That's probably what we're going to go for. I went to the Resting Grounds again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Alright, Stag. Here we go. Get all charged up. Alright. Now, this is not actually the only flower delivery that we will be doing, but it is the only one we can do right now. The other one will come a little bit later once we found some other things. Because, yeah, right now what we are looking for is... We know we want the right side Crystal Dash. And we know we want, I believe, one more Mask Shard? 2 more Mask Shards. Gotcha. There's an upgraded spell out there for us to find. There is at least one more grub. There's
also an upgraded Desolate Dive.
Yep. No, we got that one actually.
We got that one? Okay.
Apparently so, yeah. Actually, no. The Shade Soul is upgraded. The Desolate Dive is not. The Howling Wraith is not. There we go, yeah. The white version is the tier 1. Black version is tier 2. There's still 4 Rancid Eggs out there. And 2 Charms. There's the Charm Notch that we know we can get for the eggs.
Yeah.
We do now have the Awoken Dream Nail. So that's all done. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. We'll get to the rest when we get to the rest.
Exactly. We have things to kill and flowers to deliver.
So,
or flower to deliver.
So yeah, as for our actual route, that's like a tricky thing to figure out. There are multiple options, some of which are riskier than others, frankly. My preferred strategy is, Queen's Gardens. We're going to go up through here into Fog Canyon, past the Teacher's Archives, up into the Forgotten Crossroads, where we go over to Salubrious Place, where we can get across the Blue Lake over to the Mourner. So that is going to be the Strat 8G.
And we don't need the Crystal Dash for any of this?
No.
Good. Yeah, for context, because we do have someone new in chat, I have barely played this game, so I'm just along for the ride, basically.
Yeah. And of course, right now it is okay if we get hit because we don't have the flower yet. We can take our time and just be thorough.
Like her name is Henry David.
You got there before I could. Here we go. Oh yeah, that big puff of yellow is because we have the Spore Shroom equipped. You were hiding behind foreground shadows. That's me. There we go.
I recently learned of a fighting game that does that. God, I can't remember what it was called. It was a really bad one. There's a series I enjoy by Matt McMuscles called, appropriately, The Worst Fighting Game. Where he's trying to find the worst fighting game. And
it's a crowded
this
field.
One, I believe Dangerous Streets was the one that had so many foreground elements that characters could just actually hide behind them. Which in a competitive environment is not something you want to be doing.
I'm 99% sure we already dashed across here, but yeah. Something Henry David. Yeah, okay, we've been here.
similarly to crystals as part of level design, I also like weird, like squid and octopus type enemies.
Or in this case, jellyfish.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. These, like, electric firefly things are honestly going to be among the most dangerous hazards we'll face on the return trip.
Because you can't get rid of them, right?
They are very much unkillable, yes. They're more of an environmental hazard than they are an enemy.
I guess what I'm saying with these things that I like in level design is I really like the Coral Highlands from Monster Hunter World, but this is not news to you.
No. They are a very, very good environment. I prefer what lies below the Coral Highlands, but you know. Here we go. Top up a little bit. Top bug. Out.
Oh, speaking of that as well, sorry, I'm going to talk about wrestling again. Another thing that became very obvious to me while watching the new OSW is Ash Wheeler looks so much like specifically Ole Anderson.
Yeah.
Like, not Arn, but Ole.
Yep. Like, he's not devoid of, like, Arnitude. It's the Arnitude era, brother. But, yeah, he's more Ole than he is Arn.
The Arnitude era. Oh, God, what could have been?
And thankfully wasn't.
I don't know, like... Arn Anderson could have done a pretty good Stone Cold, like, equivalent.
I love me
If
some
you-
Arn Anderson, but, like, I don't think he could be a good Stone Cold replacement. Like, he's coming on his, like, Bolsterholm shorts, like... Arn Anderson is many, many things. I would struggle to call him cool. Extremely talented and likable and charismatic, yes.
And he owns a Glock, as we all know.
Yeah, but we don't know if he owned a Glock back then, yeah. This could have been pre-Glock. If gentle
What was it we
viewer...
called?
Go ahead.
What was it we called FTR again? The two failed clones of the Andersons before they perfected the process for Brock?
Pretty much. Although I think in the case of Brock, there might have been some sort of, like, the Fly-esque teleporter incident where they put Arn into the cloning machine, but also they put an adorable golden retriever puppy in there. If, gentle viewer, you have no idea what we're talking about, sorry, it's wrestling.
Please,
It's fun, we promise.
Yeah, the fine art of professional wrestling.
One of the only two legitimate forms of art.
Yes.
The other one being Scrimshaw. There we go.
Scrimshaw.
Yep. All good and ready.
Okay, we're most of the way there now. And the flower does not get affected by water or acid?
No, no.
Thank God.
Nothing, like, if it doesn't hurt us, then it doesn't hurt the flower. Gonna go for a Steel Soul run? Godspeed. That's not for the faint of heart. If you don't know Hyoka, Steel Soul
That's
Run...
permadeath, right?
Yeah, it's the game's built-in permadeath mode.
What does P5 mean in this context?
I'm not actually 100% on that.
Part 5?
This game doesn't have parts. So yeah, feel free to enlighten us, Punky Jack. Like, when you say P5, what does that specifically mean? Ah. Oh, you're going... Oh. Got... Brave. Brave. That's brave. Yeah.
Pantheon of Hallownest, I see.
Yep. That is, for those who don't know, every boss in the game. Literally all of them.
Brutal. In a row.
Yep. Why does everything here make terrible noises? None of these noises are okay. Who allowed these noises? Ari Gibson? Somebody give me Ari Gibson's phone number. I have a complaint. I want to report that his game has a bug in it.
Dear so-called team of the so-called cherries. These kinds of like really gurgly sound effects, they feel like they'd be just a lot of fun to like record in the booth.
Mm-hmm. To me, these ones very specifically remind me of the sound that the regenerators make in Resident Evil 4, the very like wet laughter almost.
Oh yeah, that like in a way that's kind of worse though, right? Like nothing bad does happen, but you have done every boss in the game for nothing. Like you don't get anything, but it is just a lot of wasted effort, and that also just feels terrible.
Rare and delicate object, one of a kind. You must cherish it. You must act as though it were your own heart.
Yes, one of a kind. There's only one of these.
And true, there is. Like, if you failed this quest, you could try again, but there is a very pointed bit of dialogue of, I suppose I have this other last of its kind flower. Yeah, we are doing this for a mask shard. That is a good reward. Worth doing it. So, let's go.
Time to lock in, baby. As the kids are saying.
I'm just going to check the time real quick. Okay, yeah, we have enough time to give this a go before we go on our first break.
It just needs to be the last one. Doesn't matter what it's the last one of. That's very funny. Yeah, it's just the last flower of its kind that like grew on this day.
In this part of the garden.
It's the last of its kind that I planted on Tuesday.
It's the last of its kind that they had at the store. Double check. Alright, so, in case you're wondering, am I worried about how this is gonna go? Mostly not. You know, it's not my first bug rodeo. Hey Tiso, what's up? Now, what a calm place. It's action I want. Vicious and deadly battle. The serenity is a bore.
You should have been here like 10 minutes ago.
So peaceful, so dull. I love that even though we only get like a tiny bit of dialogue from Tiso, and you know all of it is in like made up bug speak, you can hear the Squidward dripping off of that.
It's the last of its kind that I've seen recently.
It's the last of its kind that I know of.
In unrelated news, I haven't looked up anything recently.
You know a good nearby library, may chance? Careful, careful.
Speaking of last of its kind as a phrase, I was listening to what's the album called again? The Nashville Sound, I believe it's called, by Jason Isbell.
Mm-hmm.
And the 400 group? 400 unit, yeah. The Nashville Sound by Jason Isbell and the 400 unit. And now that I have a new digital audio player that's capable of fancy schmancy, like,
Lossless
high
audio
definition
formats.
audio,
Yeah.
listening to this album again, it, more than I think anything else in my collection, I'm noticing so many more details in it that is honestly just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was especially the song, I believe it was Hope the High Road, where I noticed just a layer of like gentle but very important acoustic guitar that I just never heard before.
Some albums are just like that. Some get a reputation as like a test record, as they call it. Like, it's the kind of thing that, you know, people at the store would put in a stereo system to see if it's actually any good.
Yeah.
All right. If I'm remembering correctly, the soundtrack to On Her Majesty's Secret Service is in that category. Like, that is a very famous test record for just being so excellently mastered. All right. Back to what I was saying previously. There's a good chance to show it off. Yeah, I'm using Spore Shroom to get rid of the little jellyfish, just because, like, if my finger slips at any point during, like, trying to pogo off of them, that would be a very unnecessary sort of end to this delivery run, when I could just, you know, remote kill them. Let's see. Oh, I was about to do it, but I don't know if Spore Shroom gets rid of those explosive sacks underneath me.
Like, you don't need to, right? They're just they're just vibing, they're hanging out.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get close to them.
Yeah. Alright, let's also double check that I'm not, taking the wrong exit.
It is wild that they came back, though.
The little ones do, the big ones don't.
Whoa. Got very scared there for a second.
There we go. Here we go.
You can do that in this game, Punky Jack? Canceling a phase?
Yeah. But, alright, careful. Let's get some soul back. Here we go.
Oh yeah, getting soul back is also a good reason to still kill them, even if they're not directly in your way.
Yep. Because that way we have resources to do with the enemies who are actually directly in our way. So yeah, so far so good. As for, like, am I worried about this? Mostly I'm not. That little bit of Fog Canyon right there is, like, most of what I am worried about when I do this. And then the only other part that, you know, does worry me is at the very end, because it is... Yep. I know about the Dung Defender one. Yeah, that's also a very good one. Yeah, and the only other part that really worries me is right at the very end, because... part of it is presumably just nerves. Like, part of it is just, I'm so close, I'm, like, not as relaxed as I really should be for this, because it's, you know, so important that I get it done. But part of it is also just, like, it is a legitimately slightly tricky bit of timing. Nothing unreasonable, it's just, you know, they knew what they were doing putting that there. Hand off the controller so I don't jump. There we go.
It is kind of a funny thing, just about, like, human nature, I suppose, and biology, that actually forcing yourself to relax in situations like that is, like, a lot harder than I think people think it is. like, you know, relaxing and staying calm is,
A skill.
I would say, a fairly desirable state. And like you said, yeah, it's a skill.
One that a lot of people are... Like, it's not that they're not good at it, it's that they don't think of it as a skill, so they're not necessarily good at it on command.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, like, ask a doctor sometime for, like, so how often do you tell people to relax? And then they just do not relax.
Yeah.
Like, I've been guilty of that myself. Like, I was once at a doctor getting my knee checked out, and he was just like, alright, could you try to relax it for me? And I promise I was sincerely trying, and not having a lot of success with it. So, what he asked me eventually is like, okay, could you tell me what happened to your knee? Like, I need as much detail as possible, don't leave anything out. And I tell him the whole story. And by the time I'm done, he's just saying, thanks for the story. I just need to distract you, if I'm honest. None of that was relevant, but it got you to relax, so mission accomplished.
Oh no!
Yep. Here's the thing, if you go right to the edge, you can't clear that with a dash, but that is also kind of risky, and I was hoping to get it off a jump. This is what I mean when I say they knew what they were doing putting this at the end. So.
Rude.
I think we can get... That's not very polite of you, Punky Jack. Please don't do that. Alright. And...
But it is very much sort of a pink elephants thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's the classic thing of don't think about pink elephants, don't think about pink elephants. What are you thinking of? Well, it's pink elephants, obviously. And that doctor just, you know, you could tell they went to medical school because they were like, well, I just have to get this person to think about literally anything else.
Mm-hmm. Pour one out for doctors who actually have good bedside manner.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, upside at least, the journey back is going to be fairly quick because, you know, we don't need to kill a whole lot on the way.
I mean, if there's small jellyfish, we might as well get some soul back as well.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. There we go, there's a good place for that. Side note, if we kill them with the ranged attack, that does not actually get soul back, so...
Oh. Bummer.
It would have been a little OP if they had done that, so...
Yeah, I guess. What do you think the first game is that used, like, a sword beam? Is it just Zelda?
I'd be hard-pressed to think of something earlier, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Here we go.
There's the fantasy of being both, like, a skilled sword user and a magic user, that sort of, it sort of scratches that itch a little bit, you know? In tabletop game spaces, it's called a gish, I believe.
I think it's just people who play melee not wanting to feel left out when, like, range becomes necessary. Which, you know, relatable. Here we go. Get that.
I think one of the things that Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning did really well is being able to sort of scratch that itch a little bit, where, like, if you went, like, full magic user, you still didn't feel like you were made out of cardboard, you know? Because you're still, like, dodge rolling all over the place and using combo attacks with your, like, staff or your glaives. Or not glaives, chakrams. And, like, the fighter sort of direction, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's the fighter. still gets to do like cool and interesting combo moves. Like, that game just has a really fun combat system. I wish I could get into the world more.
Here we go. Yeah, like, I think I own Kingdoms of Amalur. I don't think I've ever played it. It's on the to-do list, but it's, you know, not high on the to-do list.
It's one of those games that hits you with a lot of, like, capitalized proper nouns really fast at the beginning.
I mean, I can deal with that. It's not elegant storytelling, but I can deal. Like, literally all the Dark Souls games do that, so...
I think, wasn't it written by, like, R.A. Salvatore or something?
I wouldn't know. I haven't played it. Could be, but yeah.
It's like part of its marketing, I think.
Hey, so about the flower. Yeah, such suffering, such misery. Oh, the misery. I suppose I do have one more flower, though. This one's equally sacred, equally fragile. Yes. Thank you.
He wrote the dialogue and created the backstory. So he did the world building and the dialogue.
Yeah, and there was presumably, like, a person in between who, like, constructed the actual plot within the world building he had done.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. We are Looney Tunes Back in Action, starring Bill Goldberg. Let's go.
Speaking of Looney Tunes, it's nice that we're actually getting that Coyote versus Acme movie. Now.
I don't really know what beef he has against them, really. I feel like they've been his staunchest ally, you know, throughout his crusades to get that dang Roadrunner. But
I think it's mostly that their products aren't very good. They always seem to fail precisely when he needs them most.
skill issue. Whoop. Let's go. Alright. If, yeah, like, fail or succeed, we will be taking a break after this delivery.
I'm on the Wikipedia page for Coyote vs. Acme. I'm sorry, Ketchup Entertainment is not a real company. I refuse to believe that this company really exists.
Was it founded by Salt and Pepper?
What have they released that I would recognize?
Is DJ Mustard, like, a major shareholder?
Okay, they also did The Day the Earth Blew Up. That was the other Looney Tunes movie. They co-produced Ferrari.
Just Ferrari?
Yeah, it's a movie called Ferrari.
Like, I've heard of Ford versus Ferrari. That's actually a very good movie. Can't say I've heard of Ferrari. Is it a
It is
biopic?
Yes. It is a biopic about Enzo Ferrari, the founder of the car manufacturer. Starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz.
There we go.
There's a direct-to-streaming Hellboy movie?
I vaguely remember hearing about that.
2024?
Yeah.
Because, like, there was the
Guillermo del Toro ones, yeah.
the Del Toro ones, and then they did a reboot starring David Harbour as Hellboy, and that one was not very good, if memory serves. I don't know. I never watched it.
I remember a lot of people being very unkind to it, yes. Presumably deservedly so. I haven't seen it either because I only ever heard bad things about it, but yeah.
Wow, this movie's from 2019. No, this is not real. Sorry. I was scrolling through the cast list on this one. Thomas Hayden Church, who was Sandman in one of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Would have been the third one, I'm pretty sure.
He plays a character called Lobster Johnson.
Yeah. That sounds like Hellboy.
It sounds like an indie wrestler. Like
Genetic base laps, though. Alright. Damage over time. Got it.
yeah, that's what we like to see.
Let's... Alright. Let's clear this so we have a nice clear view of what's going on.
Probably shouldn't. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Now we just need to drop, and when we drop, dash forward. And we need to make sure that we don't dash too early. Classic blunder, because you can miss that little ledge and then you fall in. We also need to make sure we don't dash too early, because that will send us hurtling directly into the thorns opposite us. So,
Yeah. I believe in you. Hell yeah, let's go.
whew, we got that.
Second try, baby.
Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. You're okay editing this VOD, right? Whew. And now we can fast travel, so let's quickly get our reward, and then we'll take our first break.
In all the playthroughs of this game you've done, have you ever, like, first tried that?
I have first tried it a few times, but I would say a good 90+% of the time, if I do mess it up, it's right there at the tail end.
Hmm.
Le Maire. Mask Shard. Woo, woo, woo. Also, there's very little hint that that was actually one of the 5 Knights of Hallownest, except it's only when she leaves you realize there's this giant nail she's leaving behind.
Hmm.
That's a good little touch there. Alright, I'm gonna pop outside and remember to change around my charm loadout, because this is a loadout you would
Yes.
otherwise never use. Here we go. Yeah. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We are gonna go stretch, cycle our fluids. We recommend you do the same. And we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
And we're back, everybody. Hope you've all had yourself a good little break. Let's go sort of quickly check in on where we're trying to get. Because we could go to the Hollow Knight right now and go get what I would call a pretty good ending, but it wouldn't be the best ending. Best ending would be getting in here. Because, yeah, that has the right crystal heart inside.
Right, yes.
unfortunately for that, we need a simple key. There's, I think, 4 of those in the game, and 4 locks that fit them. And right now, we don't have one. I don't think we have really meaningfully gotten any hints on where it is. It helps that we know what to look for, but yeah. Where do we go in order to get it? Because, like, I want to say last session, it was really, we got a lot of stuff. Like, we opened up an awful lot. I would have liked to have done more research in between episodes, but fun fact for the people watching at home, in between last episode and now, I got a new job, so that took up a lot of my time as well.
Yeah.
Having a look around. All right. No, no, Punky Jack, we don't have the key. Let me, chain, with a simple lock, you can sense the right crystal heart inside. We don't have the key, no. Because we're playing a randomizer mod, and that means the key is somewhere in the middle of nowhere. It's swapped places with another drop, and we don't know which one, but it's somewhere out there. We know that the White Palace has the Desolate Dive. I believe that is the only check that's in there. There is something else we will be getting there, but that's not randomized, so don't worry about that for now. I'm trying to remember if we did the last... Did we do all 3 trials at the Coliseum of Fools? I know we did the first 2.
Fairly confident we did.
Yeah.
We can go and check. It's not that hard to get to, right?
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. And yeah, I think it might tell us. I don't know if it will deign to be as specific as I would like. But yeah. Hey, Tiso. You found it within this perfect place. Just taking a moment to rest first. This is a brutal challenge I'm after. Yeah, good luck with that, though. So yeah, I'm pretty good and darn sure we have actually done all 3 of these. It was most of an episode, if memory serves, but we did get there. Trial of Fool, Fight for Geo, Glory of Being a Fool. Yeah, we got that. That's fine. Right, yeah. Fight for Geo. Fight for Geo. Yeah, okay. We got all of that. No need to worry about that. So... although this does still specify and the glory of being a fool.
Yeah. But, like, in the descriptions for the last 2, it did actually say what was there. So I assumed the glory of being a fool was not randomized. Like,
this is why I wish I had time to, like, I had time to check this before today, but yeah. We can just quickly go through it for fun, you know, for the giggles. Because cards on the table, gentle viewer, the amount of options we have, not super high. Like, we know we can't get this without that right crystal dash. We can't get into the coffin without the key. We know we can't progress into White Palace without the right crystal dash. That means we need a key for both of those options. We know there's a grub somewhere out there, and that is worth trying to get, because the reward at the end of the grub quests we already have, so whatever is there now instead, we don't know, but we know it is randomized, so it could well be the answer to our problems. And I think we have done most every other boss fight that we can think of or have encountered. I think we've cleared out the places where the Dreamers are. We've done most everything we can do in Distant Village, Teacher's Archives, and Watcher's Spire. Yeah, we've done all of those pretty darn thoroughly. Cleared out Soul Sanctum. We've been up and down and all over the Royal Waterways. been to the cast-off shell. What's this little sign nook in Kingdom's Edge? I can't quite remember what that is.
It's worth a look.
Could be, yeah. Wait, I think I have a means of at least... Yeah, I think I have a way of checking also if we've done... Yeah, the God Tuner, that relates to boss fights. And you can see 3 out of the 4 little shield-looking pip things have been opened up.
Yeah.
That means we've gotten most everything done pertaining to bosses, except for some dream-related fights.
Yeah.
And when I say some dream-related fights, I think I know which ones it's talking about, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, I am pretty confident that means we've got God Tuner done. We've got the God Tamer done. That's the boss at the end of the 3rd trial. So yeah, let's actually just go explore that little nook in Kingdom's Edge.
Oh, these...
Shrieky little buggers, yeah.
Every time I see them, I get mad.
And you're not even playing.
No, exactly. That is their power as just one of the biggest troll enemies in this game, I think. Probably the biggest.
They do give you a genuinely pleasantly generous, like advanced notice.
Yeah.
It's like almost 2 seconds, I think, in between the shriek and the boom.
Yeah, but the shriek is it's such a good shriek that if you're not, like, ready for it, it can genuinely throw you off your game a little bit. At least it does for me. That's the power of quality audio design, baby.
We love quality audio design, yeah. Let's see, we've been here. Yeah, this is all familiar, thorough. I do want to say there's stuff on the left side here where I'm not 100% confident we got all of it.
Ooh, yeah, second phase Sly. I've heard things. I think I've seen you fight Sly before.
Yep. Second phase Sly, no laughing matter. Like, you can learn the timing. It's not impossible. Things like the Mark of Pride and Long Nail do help. Actually, I'm just realizing, yeah, that's what's this other one missing? We're missing the Long Nail Charm and the Fast Focus. And those are...
How is Long Nail different from...
Mark of Pride?
The Mark of Pride.
It's not as long. Like, Mark of Pride is the longer of the two, and very much worth it.
Do they stack?
They do.
Nice.
Here we go. Smack. I do. Hey, Bucket Check lived.
Hell yeah, you'll love to see it.
Right through here. Is it? Sir. That's one floor up. Yeah, gotcha. I assume we've been here because it is on our map, but, you know, rather safe than sorry. Yeah, okay. Alright. In that case, yeah, none of this looks particularly unfamiliar. We can, and probably should, check... I just thought of something. Yeah, I just thought of something. Let me pull it up proper. like, we can and probably should check this little grub, but the place I'm thinking I was talking about earlier, like, something on the left that I'm not sure we got yet. I thought it was up here. I think it's actually right here. So let me go there, double check. We haven't missed anything. Yeah, congratulations, Bucky Jack, on making it through Sly. There's something on the right there. And again, I assume we have already been here, but... Right, yes, this is tickling the worm's tail. Worm written with a Y, of course.
Of course. I wonder, like, what the etymology of that is, because it sounds like Old English.
Here we go. This is what I was talking about. The question is, have we been? We have not been here. My memory serves me well. So yeah, let's get rid of that on the map. What is it? What do we got?
On Simple Key.
Simple
Hell
Key.
yeah.
And
that's what we like to see.
And to answer your worry, Pug Jack, don't worry. The mod is structured so that the key would not be inside of the cocoon, because then, you know, the cocoon would be... It would make itself inaccessible, and the mod is very careful to make sure that kind of thing doesn't happen. Yeah, we got the key, which means... we can open it. Alright. We have things to be and people to do. But first...
Yeah, it's not fully random. Like, can you configure it to be fully random?
Yes. You can choose to disable the security precautions in the randomizer logic.
Yeah.
And that would make it very deeply cursed.
Yeah.
Like
in the interest of being able to do a full playthrough on stream, we
figured, like, I intentionally made this hard. I specifically configured it so that progress items were like at the end of sort of quests and item sequences. But I figured, in the interest of good television, let's at least make sure that it is, you know, actually possible to win, or at least not outright guaranteed to be unwinnable.
Yeah.
Because yeah, here we are in scenic Godhome. This is where we can do boss rushes. And also, we can practice against bosses if we so wish. Spoilers, I'm going to be doing a lot of that off camera in between episodes. Again,
I noticed that there's some from, like, the earlier parts of the game that you haven't done yet. There were some gaps.
Let me take a little look here.
Because after Mantis Lords, there's a gap, and after Nosk, there's a gap.
To that I say, don't worry about it.
Okay. Like, I'm going off the assumption that they're in more or less chronological order, but I could be wrong.
You're not wrong for having that assumption, let's just say. I just don't want to give the game away for anybody watching who doesn't know yet.
The Collector.
Mm-hmm. The God Tamer. Crystal Guardian. Umu. Antis Lord. Some loser. Then over here. Yeah. Pilgrim. And a couple, yeah. Empty God stands at a Pantheon's peak. So yeah, that's related to the actual boss rushes, which we will be getting to. Like, that is a mandatory in order to get the ending that we want. But first we're just gonna, this absolute piece of... I love this game, and I think so much of it is well designed. Markoth is like the one thing that makes me go, I genuinely think they could and should have given that another pass. I do not enjoy Markoth. There we go. Alright, and rest up. Let me check my loadout here. Okay, get rid of that. Crop song. Okay. There's also a secret in this room. And it is also mandatory for us.
Okay.
Because we have the Bingo Miser. Now, check and read both of the Pilgrim's Way lore tablets. That's just a thing I've forgotten to do this entire playthrough. We will be doing that, don't worry. And we will do it on camera. But in the top right corner, it says Eternal Ordeal, 20 Zotes. What does that mean, pray tell?
I do know about this. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
Okay, it's only 20. It's only 20. 20 is a doable number.
That doesn't seem so bad, he said. Tempting fate. This is like the Crystal Fighters from like the Smash Bros. Single player ones.
Yeah.
But goofy.
Very, very.
This music is so good. It's so funny. This also must have been a really fun day in the recording.
Ari Gibson absolutely mad. The idea of hand animating all of this for a secret gag that like no player would have found on their first playthrough.
Speaking of recording booths, there is a picture I see a lot on Tumblr that I like a lot, which is just an A4 piece of paper hanging off a door that says, "We are recording streams today, please don't call the police."
Alright. Heck of a thing. Not my best outing by any means, but enough to get the 20 zotes. Woo! If you're wondering, my personal record is 87.
Good lord!
It gets pretty wacky by the end, let me tell you. Also, I I was a puddle on the floor at the end of that. Like, as soon as, like, the adrenaline spike wore off, I was just like, no words. Couch and soup.
So we've got enough time for maybe like one more important thing.
Depends, really. I would say the big thing I would really like to get... Okay, there's two things.
Oh, no, wait, I read the clock wrong. I read 53, not 33. Never mind.
See, the big hand and the short hand. All right, let's go get the two things we know we need that very specific crystal dash for, and then we'll see how much time we have left.
Yeah.
All right, let's get over to Ancient Basin. It's based.
Sorry, what are they basing it on? Sorry, basing it on?
Well, you see, it's a basin, not an acid, so, you know, we're trying to avoid the baking soda volcano situation. Did you ever make that in, like, any school experiment?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, right there with it, Punky Jack. This is such a good game. Why is Markov in it?
The like sort of famous-ish science experiments we did in like in middle school, where we dissected owl pellets.
Yep.
And we made like the sort of like non-Newtonian fluid stuff that gets harder the more pressure you apply to it from like cornstarch.
Yep. Yeah. I don't even think we ever did any of those at my high school, although we made up for it in other ways. My chemistry teacher was a very cool guy, so he'd just be the kind that'd be like, all right, Glass, this metal that I've got here in a glass jar filled with mysterious liquid, that liquid is alcohol. Do you know why? Let's go outside and I'll show you why. I'm just gonna take some of the metal here out of the jar, and could you please make way while I yeet it into the local moat surrounding the high school, and then 3 seconds later the moat exploded.
I think the only thing like that I ever saw in high school was there was one time where our science teacher doing the like, here's the part of the year where we teach you the introduction to chemistry for the people, so you know whether or not you want to take chemistry as its own course next year.
Abyss.
Ooh, hell yeah!
More powerful spell. Gladly take that. Considering what's coming up.
Here, everybody, time to put on some very good goggles, because I'm about to light some magnesium on fire.
We did also do that, yes. All right.
I think as a science teacher, you do have to have a little bit of like chaos gremlin in you, which is weird because science is in some ways making sense of what most people would consider to be chaos.
Yeah, but like at the same time, you gotta know the rules before you can break them, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, be a chaos gremlin, but be a safe and responsible chaos gremlin.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a pity that I never really took to science all that well. Like, I find it very interesting. I was just very bad at it. I was very bad at it in school.
For me, it varied a lot. I was good at chemistry. I was not good at math. Like, I'm very good at, you know, the mental math sort of like division, multiplication, etc., but like, you get to algebra and I start to struggle. But yeah, I was good at chemistry. I was okay at physics. Like, basically, whether or not I was good at physics depended on whether I had a good physics teacher that year.
Yeah. Like, I took physics as my, like, dedicated high school science course, but I was not very good at it, and I'm pretty sure I actively failed chemistry. But that's
Not
okay.
just
I
passively
only needed
fail,
one
actively
science
fail.
credit.
That takes effort.
Well, in a way, I did passively fail it in that I didn't do any of the work for it because I didn't understand it. And yes, that is kind of a vicious cycle in retrospect. Guy who didn't do any of the homework doesn't understand the material. Who'da thunk it?
That sounds like, until you got to the Who Thunk It, that just sounds like an Onion headline. I'm also now reminded of, there was a series of, like, Senate hearings during the Korean War about, like, the politics of it, where, like, Congress and the Senate wanted to know, like, is this going to expand into a bigger conflict? Are the Soviets going to get involved? You know, they had questions. And when the questions didn't line up with, like, their expectations and political positions, the senator from Maine, like, angrily proclaimed, "You are victimizing us by abusing your superior knowledge of the situation." And I'm just like, my dude, my guy, you asked a question and you got an answer. Like, what could he possibly have done in a situation different?
Tell him what he wanted to hear.
All right, slightly deeper on that.
Although I will say my favorite memory of high school chemistry was we had, parent-teacher conference days where, well, parents would come to school and have short talks with the teachers about how their kids are doing. And my favorite one ever was for chemistry, because I was doing very bad at chemistry. I was failing the course. And it is one of the only times that my parents ever took my side, which was like, they got out of the parent-teacher conference with my chemistry teacher and were like, yeah, we can see why you're failing the course. She sucks. Like, it was great.
Not to keep tying it into military history, but I'm reminded of, like, during World War II, Germany tried very hard to get Spain involved as well. So there was a lot of meetings between, like, Hitler and Franco. None of which ever, like, actually amounted to anything, but it says a lot about Francisco Franco that even, like, Hitler is on record for how much he absolutely hated talking to him. Like, a direct quote from him, like, coming out of the meeting is, "I would rather have 3 teeth pulled than do that again."
Holy crap.
Alright, so we've done this one. Good luck, Punky Jack. You're almost there. You can do it. I believe in you. Right, footer up we go. Yup. Rest up at the bench just to be safe. And then we keep on rolling. Baby. Oh. It is possible the rolling requires slightly more attention. Here we go.
Ooh. Saw the vision. Okay, you can bounce off the saw blades. I was wondering.
Yeah, so, like anything that looks like thorns is sort of iffy, but spikes and saws, you're all good. Whoop. Yeah, like those kinds of thorns, that's not pogoable.
Gotcha. It is kind of cool that that Team Cherry was like, you know, this DuckTales game, it really had a cool idea with the pogoing. Although, like, I think, what are they called again? The studio behind Shovel Knight kind of beat them to it. Yacht Club Games.
I think they were first, but I'm honestly not sure. Like, it's been a long time since the crowdfunding campaigns for either of these. Good luck, Money Jack.
Yeah, I think the Shovel Knight one was still in when I was still in high school. Hollow Knight, I think, was after that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hollow Knight was as well, because, like, Silksong was in development forever and a half. And it only started development once Hollow Knight was already done for several years. And Hollow Knight was done after getting post-release expansions, which happened after it finally came out, which happened after a long time in early access because it was a crowdfund. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the original Hollow Knight, like, Kickstarter was when you were still in high school.
Yeah.
Top up on Soul. Have we been through here yet? I think so. Alright. Yo.
The Hollow Knight Kickstarter was revealed November 2014.
Alright, so...
And the Shovel Knight one was March 2013.
Okay.
So neither one was while I was still in high school. Considering all of the, like, crowdfunding I do, I actually haven't contributed to a lot of video game crowdfunds.
Yeah, you're
Like,
more
I did
in
it
the tabletop sphere.
Yeah, I did it for Cross of the Dutchman. Because it's a game about Grete Pier. Like,
Your boy.
I did it for Skullgirls. Did it for A Hat in Time.
But did you do it for The Rock?
I think that might be it.
So, very fun little detail right here that I haven't really talked about because it's hard for the audience to experience it. Normally, when you are walking over a floor that's breakable, there's a little wiggle animation and a sound effect and a little tiny bit of vibration.
Yeah.
That's not here because this one's a little secret. This is where we were born.
Ah.
It's got a little crib and a little firefly lantern for us to look at. I know, right, Omega? It's so... I love... There's no item here. It's just... a cute little bonus touch. With a unique little music track. Such a good game.
I just remembered, I did contribute to a video game one semi-recently. Which was Dreams on a Pillow. Game about Palestinian history.
Right. Hey, Dad. There we go.
Got all the spells now.
We do.
On the one hand, I was definitely expecting a boss fight there. On the other hand, it is kind of refreshing that there wasn't one, given the like platforming gauntlet that you had to go through to get up there.
Also,
Congratulations, Pucky Jack.
You did it!
Woo!
Woo! And speaking of doing it, we're not actually done in the White Palace. Because we have another 10 minutes left. And I just need to keep an eye out, because I know that what I'm looking for is near one of the elevators as they get up.
So genuinely, what are we still missing at this point?
It's not much. Let's
think
take a quick
We
look.
have all the traversal stuff now, I think.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything that we're still missing as well. Very nicely done, Pucky Jack. Yeah, we have all of our traversal stuff. Like, okay,
Need
we
one
know we're
mask
missing
shard.
one charm notch, which we can get for those if we can find 4 more eggs.
Yeah.
And we know we're missing one mask shard.
And we're missing 2 charms.
Yeah, we're
And
missing
one
long nail and
grub.
fast focus. And
And 1 more grub.
one more grub, but that will probably lead to one of those others.
Yeah.
So yeah. Alright. So at this point, we can get on with the business of actually trying to beat the game. And we probably should, but there is still something in the White Palace. Where is it? Is it?
It's like something. There we go.
Again, very sneaky, breakable wall with none of the animation or feedback to tell you that it's breakable.
I did see the like slash graphic.
So, is this?
Does it tell you what's at the end of the path?
It does not, but my understanding is this is never randomized in the randomizer unless you very specifically get a sub mod. What? Alright. In order to ensure that. No, this is personal. Right, I see what I'm doing wrong there. It's, yeah.
Because what is at the end of the path?
Punky Jack has it right. Yeah, it's lore. It's little thing you get, an entry into your hunter's journal. Right, it should be dash jump dash. There we go. Ah. Yeah, a little out of practice on that, but yeah. I don't consider a run of Hollow Knight complete unless I've done the Path of Pain. It just feels wrong. It is demonstrably incorrect.
There is a I know I bring this game up almost every time we play Hollow Knight. There is an equivalent to the Path of Pain in Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown that I never finished. Frankly, because I don't have the patience for it. Yeah, this seems miserable on a Steel Soul run.
I mean, it's not any more miserable, it's just, you know, the stakes are so much higher.
Yeah.
Also, open question, no rush. Feel free to ponder it over, we'll be here a little while. Let me know when and if you recognize this music.
Is this just like a rearranged version of the like menu theme?
I think there's a slightly overlapping leitmotif, but no.
Because I do recognize this melody.
Yep.
I'm just trying to remember what from.
I'm being impatient. I should actually wait for the health switch. Alright, let's... There we go.
Is it just Dirtmouth?
No.
Yeah, so I do recognize it, but I don't exactly remember where from.
So, when we were in the basin, we eventually found that like fountain full of black goo with the. We found the reflection of ourselves, and we did the dream nail, and we got that little flashback sequence to us climbing out of the pit with all of the failed Hollow Knights.
Yeah.
This was playing when we were doing that, when we got that narration of like, no mind to think, no voice to scream, no name to curse.
Gotcha.
Also, wait for it. Get there, bounce, and then bounce, dash, double jump, get there. Alright. We have a plan. First part of the plan, don't run into thorns.
Give it a second. Wait for your health to come back. That's why you have the charm.
I know, but they very intentionally made it take, like, slightly long enough that you get impatient. And by you, I mean me.
Now wait. Oh. Can you use the shadow dash to go through the
I would love that, but sadly, no.
Wow, it takes 12 seconds?
I don't think it's a full 12, no, but, like, even if it's just, like, 1 to 2, it's like, yeah. You just want to go, you know, you want to give it another try.
Good gravy.
Yeah.
Gravy.
I have a lot of respect for the Path of Pain, like not just because it is hard thing and I did it, but like specifically, Hollow Knight, by and large, does not actually ask you to be this good at platforming, and I think that's a very conscious choice on their part to be like, hey, we want you to show some proficiency in order to get through the game, but it's not going to be where we put core of the game's challenge. The main challenge is in the combat.
Yeah. This one's just for the sickos.
Yeah, if you're the sicko, if you really want us to give a go at that, then we will give you one. And it's going to be secret, and it's going to be optional, it's never going to be necessary. But we're also not going to disappoint. Like, we're making this for the sickos. We're not holding back.
Yeah.
Right, that should be in there. I mostly just did that for exploration, is what I tell myself. That's mostly a lie. I was hoping that would work, and it didn't. Go cross, jump up right here. Can you get up? Yeah, that would have been a bad call. Glad I failed on it. Okay, I am seeing a vision there. Bounce on the lower one, dash across, double jump so I can bounce up the top one. Alright. Yeah. I'm starting to remember how to ride this particular school bus.
Let's go. Oh, that's a fast one.
Yep. Alright. I'm also being impatient. Let's get that set. I do also like that as you get further into the path, more layers get mixed into the song. So, like, if anybody is, of the opinion that this gets repetitive, musically speaking, I can't blame you for it. But, they do make an effort, and it does at least, like, build up as you go.
Yeah, in areas like this where the player is expected to spend a lot of time, you don't want your music to be grating.
Mm-hmm. That's also something Donkey Kong Country was keenly aware of. Like, some of the best, most soothing music in that game is from actually some of the hardest, most, likely to kill you areas.
Speaking of Donkey Kong Country, I watched a very good Doug video the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He's a streamer who does a lot of weird kind of challenge runs.
Mm-hmm.
And this was I played Donkey Kong Country 3, but every time I die, I have to buy the thing that kills me.
Okay.
And it eventually ended up in him he would just go to Etsy and type in okay, well, I died to a spider, so I'm gonna type in spider and see what I find. So he bought a mechanical spider, And it ended up that he bought like most of a jumping spider enclosure. And I don't know, I can't remember if he actually ended up getting a jumping spider for it. But like, he had, yeah. That's the kind of thing you can only do when you're like a really big streamer or you're just independently wealthy, because that adds up quick in a game like Donkey Kong Country.
Yup. Also, where are you gonna buy that many minecarts?
Well, here's the thing, right? It wouldn't be the minecart that killed you. It would be like
The
you
mine
ran
shaft.
into something in the minecart.
Yeah.
And it's the thing you ran into that killed you, and that's what you have to buy. I think the thing that makes this area of the Path of Pain, like this thing of the Path of Pain the hardest is you just have long sequences where you can't stand on anything.
Yep, that's very, very true. Like, there is no opportunity to take a breather, and there is no, well, you died, but you only go back a little way. No, you go back quite a ways when you die, because respawns are based on solid ground, which is, on like, who can even blame them for that system? Like, that's a perfectly reasonable system. And this area is the only time where they willfully abuse that fact.
I'm not even playing, and I felt relieved when you touched solid ground again.
Alright. We've made it to the final stretch.
Yeah, it feels like they've added some more like orchestra to the mix now that you're up here.
And a very subtle... I need to be more consistent with actually holding it down so it don't slush aside. And there's a very subtle little bit of a choir now as well.
There's a game that I don't remember if it was actually any good as a game, but that I really like the musical ideas behind. There's De Blob 2, I want to say,
Yeah.
where like it's a game where you can acquire like you're a blob who can acquire like different paint colors that do different things, and the music, like the instruments in the soundtrack would change depending on which colors you had, so it would incorporate different instruments. It's very cool.
Putting 2 double damage enemies at the end of all of that is so rude.
Yeah.
No, it's Dad and the Hollow Knight. Yeah, I feel you on that, Punky Jack. It's not just that it's, rude in general, it's specifically like your brain gets locked into the platforming mindset so hard, and then there's that immediate hard switch over to combat. Here we go. This is what we got. The Seal of Binding. Intricate seal of ink design used to contain a powerful force or to preserve something of great importance. What time is it, Greg?
Okay.
All right. It's 10 past 4, so we're going to wrap up for today. But yeah, next week, we are going to be doing... Oh, I guess I can't do fast travel while I'm here. That kind of undercuts the dramatically timed teleport. Yeah, next week, we're going to be going back to Godhome. We're going to be doing the boss rushes. And before that... Well, actually, we can start on the boss rushes, but before we finish the game proper, there is one thing left to do. Because I did say earlier on this stream, we did have one more flower delivery.
Yes.
Upside, it's slightly closer this time, because, like, the Grey Mourner is gone now. So, we don't need to get the flower from them. We'll be getting the flower from where we delivered it instead, the Queen's Gardens, because we saw, like, a couple of them bloom.
Yeah.
And, fun fact, you can actually take those to a couple different characters. You can give one to Elderbug up in Dirtmouth, and he, like, gets really sort of touched and emotional about it. He's just like, what? Oh, thank you. But the big thing for us is we need to take it from Queen's Gardens to here. And that's going to be easier said than done, but we will be doing it next time. Let me just get over to Godhome.
Same time next week, right?
Yeah, says so in my calendar. And if anything
Excellent.
changes, we will, of course, keep everybody posted. You can follow us on Blue Sky. You can join our Discord, which you can find through Gamepodular.com. Yeah, next time we're going to be doing these boss rushers.
Follow this channel. We don't say that very often, but if you like the kind of things we do, make sure to follow this channel to get like email notifications about when we go live.
And if you like what we do and want to help us keep the lights on, subscribe to the channel, maybe. Yeah. For less than, like, the cost of a dog's flea comb a month, you can help us keep the lights on. Why is that the metaphor I went with? Anyway. This has been a very good run. I have been your host as always. I'm pleasantly surprised, actually, that we did Path of Pain in only, like, 20 minutes. Because, like, I have not practiced that leading up to this. This was just, like... I guess this is paying off all the other runs I've done, but I digress. I have been your host as always, Seskra. Joining me as always has been my co-host Hilke. We hope you've had a very lovely time. I'm going to enjoy the rest of a lovely sunny day. And we will see you all next week. Same Gamepodular time, same Gamepodular channel. Don't go anywhere. Actually, please do. Like I said, it's very sunny, but do come back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.